And most of the substances that are created are founded on these demonic playing fields in these evil realms to screw with you, to mess with you, and to program you, and to make you mentally unstable.
So sort of like what Compound's talking about with 5G's frequency causing certain inhibitors in the food that we eat, in the entertainment or TV that we watch, or the music that we listen to, or the content that we digest. It's all the same thing.
Yeah. The way I see it, yeah. You're coming into agreement with things, right? You're trading your affections, your emotions, your time into these influences. Whatever's coming on the other side has something behind it. It's either good or it's not good. So you're partnering with that stuff. That's the way I see it, at least.
No, I agree with you, and I understand the point you're making. I will say this too, though. Everyone has their own soul contract and their own experience that they're here to embark on, in my beliefs. And certain people may utilize certain plants or herbs or medicine that come from the earth in order to embark on that journey that might be X'd off on someone else's list. But again, it goes back to the conversation I was having earlier when I said it's all about the individual perspective and the individual reality or the reality that that individual is creating for themselves. It might not be for A, but it might be perfect for B, and C might not even know anything about it. So I agree with you, and that's just the perspective that I have on all of it.
I agree. I agree with you too. I think I don't ever limit the ability for the creator to make a connection with his creation, right? And like I said, I've seen people in extremely traumatic mental situations that have had experiences in freeing experiences with truth, with love, with joy, with the healer, and it's actually brought them into a place of soberness and being and presence and stable, and so I can't limit. It's not a black and white, right? I can't limit what the ability to connect with creator is, right? I'm not going to throw religious names down, but again, God, whatever God is to you, like, yeah, if you're seeking truth, if you're seeking truth in shrooms, if you're seeking truth in marijuana, if you're seeking to find that deep inner emptiness and you're seeking for that fulfillment, like whatever means that you're going, man, like just keep going until you find it, because eventually you'll find it. So
Big facts. Let's go to point.
Hey yo, what's good with y'all? Um, yeah, so I was listening to y'all talk about I be smoking, so I had to hold on to my shit. But so basically it's like when everyone has like a stage where like, you're kind of messing around with stuff, and we all will like have a group of friends, and like I mean I've been the observer a lot of my life, so like I've like kind of like watched people around me, like fall in love with like certain substances, and sometimes you see that you and your boy don't necessarily like the same drugs sometimes, or like maybe your homegirl drinks too much or something. But like also I noticed over time, like personally with me, like I kind of steered away from doing a lot of substances, like when it came to even like psychedelics, because I kind of have a lot of experience with them. And like I know that there was a point where I wasn't even looking for anything in them, but like I found something in them. And after a while, you kind of like, some people are different. Like some people think like they don't attribute that recognition of what they found in maybe the psychedelic to themselves, but they attribute it to the psychedelic. And so like I feel like it's all based around perspective, like how do you understand what you're going through? And like for some people, they feel they need to keep going in, like how you said, just keep going and keep going until you feel like you've gotten what you've got. And sometimes that might be from you hitting your head and realizing that you've abused something, right? And then sometimes, like, I feel like I really got lucky and I'm blessed about it, because, like, I really feel like I don't I really don't chase that shit no more, you know? And I feel like I made it out of it without, like you were like that topic of you guys saying, like people, I've seen so many people lose themselves through the journey of exploration with like things, even when it's not like hard drugs or anything, just like trying stuff. Like you gotta, I don't, it's a hard, it's kind of a, it's a big thing, you know, but like everyone's their own universe, and like you said, like some people will take things and it will really work for them, and some people that shit won't work at all. Even when you talk about something like Adderall, for example, like I got, you know, I had ADHD, got diagnosed with that, took Adderall, and I mean, honestly, what's crazy about it is I like that shit more before I had the prescription for myself. Like I don't know, things change over time. Like it seemed to work better before, like I had people convinced that I needed to actually take it. But you know, that's just kind of, I'm all over the place with it. I talk like I'm writing on a whiteboard, but hopefully y'all see the picture.
No, you making good points because I think that's part of my experience, and I was never really addicted to anything, but I was always down for the exploration of things, and that that gave me that those experiences gave me the enlightenment to the point where I was like, I don't want to do any of this stuff. Like I don't experience.
Exactly, exactly.
I want to tap into myself and figure out who I am as an individual. Put the time and energy intentionally into tapping into just the frequencies around me. So meditation, working out, drinking water, right? Like I don't drink alcohol, I don't do anything. And it's just because of having that realization, like I can reach these levels of bliss that I'm looking for in these artificial man-made situations just by being intentional and methodical with my choices and my movements. So those lessons as a young individual gave me the clarity that I needed to get to the point of where I'm at today. And it's all part of the journey. Like you said, even with Adderall, my wife has ADHD. She used to get prescribed Adderall. I would sometimes take her shit, and it wouldn't do anything to me, but make me constipated and my underarms sweaty. And I was like, this shit is stupid. You know what I mean? But it's about the experience of learning, like, yo, okay, I don't like this. This is dumb. But no, I agree with you. That's just what I'm saying.
Yeah, and listen, I think, you know, how do I say this? There's so much to explore in the spirit, and there hasn't been a healthy on ramp into out of body experiences. Again, not drug induced, right? I'm talking about um, just going up into the spirit, realize, through it takes faith, right? It's by faith, right? So you have to believe it, but you actually can access that, and it was made available um, through the reunion and the reigniting of God in creation. And so that, again, it hasn't been documented, it hasn't been really expressed, but this generation is hungry for an
Bro,
experience,
is
right?
they're
We're all
covering it
in a
up. Yep, yep.
it, yeah, we're in a trustless environment, right? We're in crypto, like don't trust, verify, right? And like we don't want to be told and just expected to believe something. We want to experience it. And I know there's a small group, it's just not very many people, but like I am fortunate enough to have experienced this stuff and to have seen how the influences in the spirit realm work, and our power and the authority that we have to walk in this stuff and to move in this stuff and to shift atmospheres, and the things that we're talking about that these organizations are trying to do, or these wealthy people are trying to do to control us and to manipulate us. They're working in a 2D realm in this way. They're working with financial systems and political systems and news outlets, and they're trying to push lies and narratives, but we have so much more that we can step into and influence what they're trying to influence. And that's what I, that's what I want to see as a movement towards that. But again, I think that until there's a until there's a an on ramp or a way for people to come into that they feel safe and that they can walk in and experience that stuff naturally, supernaturally, right? Naturally, supernaturally, right? They're going to continue. The generation is hungry for this stuff and will continue to look for it through synthetics. So, sorry, I
You know why
digress.
people always look for like that back end way of getting into this stuff? I feel like it's really because of the fact that like there people it's branded in that woke culture, bro. Like it's really the truth be hidden with behind a ball of cringe. And that's why people tend to try to take those self explorations where everyone has to learn the hard way, typically. But that it just made me think of that when you were saying that, like, where is the onboarding hidden? Normally, bro, most of the people that can onboard people into these type of understandings the best way are burnt out because of the way what they believe in is represented.
And a lot
Yeah,
of
dude, it goes back
feel
to what you were saying, Dre, earlier about you can't just yell at somebody about how this shit is fucking on it, right? Like you have to they have to experience it, and you have to be the facilitator of the experience, not like the proselytizer, evangelizer. I mean, you can open the door, but they have to experience it themselves. And I mean, I think that what Jerry's saying is hitting home, dude, because it's like you do have to experience it. And the crazy thing is it takes what most people don't have, and that's just time, patience, and perseverance. Because, like, essentially, what we've been talking about is trying to get to the end before you go through all the steps that prepare you for that end. And I mean, that's what that's what a lot of drugs do, right? Like it's a shortcut. And if you're not ready to get to where that shortcut takes you, like, you may get a glimpse, sure, but I mean, you're going to fall right back into old habits. You're going to, if you're not ready for it, if you're not, physically, mentally ready. And that's why, like Dre, I'm a big proponent of, meditation, optimal peak performance, all those things that allow your body to and mind to essentially tap into that space to try to get there, because it's the hard work that you put in along the way that prepares you for your arrival. And no matter what that what that looks like to each individual person, that sort of awakening, even still, like, I'm just in preparation, like every day is a practice. And I mean, that's why they talk about yoga as a practice. Like you never are there. Like you practice yoga. You're never perfect at yoga. You practice meditation. You're never perfect at it. And there is no perfection. It's a lifelong journey, and it's all about the journey. And each session illuminates a little bit more along that path. And I mean, like we've been talking about, and I experienced this myself. Like I was from a small town, and I was unsatisfied with everything, including sort of my my ability to expand consciousness, expand awareness. It was just, I was trapped in this small place. And so, I started looking for an escape. I tried everything under the sun, and it became an addict to a whole host of things. And it was just like, what I thought was, an escape was just a sort of a shortcut. It became my reality. While I was trying to escape this reality, and these substances became my reality. And that's mentality of an addict. And so, whenever I finally, broke free from that, and I did, I got sort of glimpses of where I needed to go a lot of the times, usually with, with psychedelics, and you can get shown little glimpses, but if you're not prepared, you can't be in that. You can't experience it fully. And so, that sort of allowed me to know that it was there, like to know that this pursuit is worth it. So I give it that. But it's all in the journey, and it's all in the practice.
That's a fact, man. Those bars right there. It's it's crazy. I don't even know how we got to this subject of this conversation, but I think it's all tied in together. Even speaking about the Apple Pro Vision goggles and even crypto and a decentralized system, it's all part of this same type of hierarchy and thought process. Um, but it's all in all about the journey. You have to have the ups and the downs for you to gain more perspective as an individual, and that's just the things that I've been through that led me to this point. Period. Um, where it's just understanding that you know going down road A, going down road B, going down road C doesn't matter. Me trying to find the warp from world 3 to world 8 is in reality, right? Like you can get there, but you'll end up losing all your lives really quick because you're not prepared for the boss in world 8. You know what I mean? And that was an analogy for all my video game heads out there. But that's what life is, and that's what this is about, and that's what these experiences are, even here within this community, right? We have to go through the ups and the downs in order to be strong enough to defeat the boss with ease in World 8.
I just want to throw out something funny. I haven't spoken for a minute. My wife was talking to me. She's about to hop in the shower. I had turned it down a little bit, but I guess it wasn't enough. I was searching the web looking for this backpack thing, and I guess she was just standing there listening. And she goes, "I thought y'all talked about NFTs." And I was like, yeah, we kind of talk about, a little bit of everything. Not, I told her, I said, not every day something dropping, sometimes we just conversating. But yeah, that was interesting.
So my brother just walked in, and we were talking about. He was listening to Ilan speak, and he asked what we were talking about, and then he asked how we got here. So I just had to recap to him how we went from screen time to spending, even more screen time inside Apple Vision Pro to potentially brain chips, and then I brought up the fact that, or no, Shadow brought up the fact that, you know, there's limiters in our brain, and I said, well, all of these things putting in front of us are limiters in themselves from accessing higher consciousness, and that's kind of how we ended up here.
That was a great recap. I think we all low-key needed it.
Yeah, if you guys don't remember, but we ended up talking about substance abuse or substance use, sorry, as a way to access higher consciousness, and then meditation as well, and spiritually, because we were talking about limiters in the brain and how potentially if there is microchips implanted in the brain, sure, there could be some positives, but I also think that they'll be used as limiters themselves to make sure that you aren't accessing any higher levels of consciousness than whoever uh, whoever made it allows you or wants you to access.
Yeah, we have.
Hey, but that's all right. Oh, go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say, we have like societal limiters right now. As we speak, like we have limiters. So the chip would only be like a 10x on what we're going through. It's already begun, basically. From pollution to surveillance on our devices to, you know what I'm saying? You can't even type certain shit in Google. So that's that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, first, I apologize because I feel like two of those points was because of me, the AR Vision Pro and the limiter thing. I hope I didn't bore people. I find these conversations very, very interesting and impactful, and I take things from them as well. But I just wanted to say the last few weeks, I've been in quite a few different spaces. I've been seeing Kiro in some of them. I can tell y'all this. Um, our spaces are way like maybe because the community's tighter. Most other communities, right? And sometimes it's a mixing pot. And if it is a mixing pot, they're normally just talking about, oh, this project, but it's not like Compound coming in here talking about like a project he's interested in. It's almost as if they're like sub trying to like push an idea into people's head, like, hey, this is a good pickup. And then they just joke around about random stuff and then they call it an episode and they're like, all right, come back tomorrow. And I'm like, what? I walk away like, what did I even like learn from that? I didn't learn anything other than the name of another like shit coin or some Solano NFT that potentially is going to 10x. And that was pretty much it. So I'd rather have these conversations, even if it's not about NFTs. I'd rather be a part of these conversations than in some of those because most of the time they're half annoying to listen to too. Because it's always like, look, we got subscribed in Kiro, but it's like balance craziness, right? These other spaces, they'll have like some random kid or some dude using a female voice and they just keep doing the same like not funny after the third time over and over again. It's almost kind of like begging for attention. That's how it comes off to me. But everybody just kind of allows it because it's like, oh, it's just that dude. I'm like, no, bro, like what the
Shadow
somebody
Chef
stop.
Shadow is fucking cooking right now. Swear to
I'm
God.
just saying, bro. I've
Pre-
been trying to branch out, but I'm just finding more and more that like I think what I like is being a part of a community and listening to people who have sense and are not just pumping or just throwing out random crypto names or random NFT and just telling everybody to just buy it. Right? I don't know. That's just me.
Don't apologize, man. These are the conversations that we love to have, man. We love you here having them with us. We appreciate you and everyone else to be able to speak their open mind to give us their perspective on these situations because there is no end all be all answer to any of this. We all are individuals. We all have our individual perspective. We all have our individual realities that we've created from the wisdom we've accrued from these experiences we've had as individuals. So don't ever feel bad about it. Don't ever apologize. I thank you for this because this is a very enlightening conversation and everything happens for a reason, divine intervention and divine timing. So we talking about this for a reason. Somebody else is going to be able to pick up on this and take it to wherever they need to take it to and tap into another thought process that maybe they never even had, and it might change their life. So thank you. We appreciate you.
if you really do believe that the world is all energy and we're all connected through energy in some kind of way, there's a reason the conversation came up, right? Because it was all something that might have been on somebody's mind or they were feeling a specific way. A lot of people jumped up to partake in the conversation. They may not have a place to talk about that. And actually, one of the coolest things I've always liked about Bad Take was you can spend your day in those real serious NFT analyzation spaces, and you can spend your day hearing about the drama, who's fighting, who's currently on the timeline, fighting with who. And then you could come in here at night and have like sometimes, funny conversations, sometimes real conversations, just like good conversation. And yeah, it never always has to be about NFTs, right? And there's broad topics, bro. There's always things that we're talking about. When you get yourself surrounded with a bunch of good people, dude, you can have some good conversations. Baron, my dude, look at that demon. Got freaking goggles, vision goggles, might I say, ready to fly a plane.
Dude,
Or a Gundam.
look at this guy.
I,
Look at this. What was he doing on? What was he doing on the floor?
we got
Ice Demon, looking like this, with a jacket, suited, ready to fly anywhere. Man, this guy is so sick.
Ice demons, especially when they got something covering their eyes, I feel like people just forget. I know 100% the guy I bought this demon from, he just forgot it was an ice demon because I was like, oh, ice, yeah, buy. Like that was the easiest buy ever, bro. I was like, you must have forgot your traits, bro.
Yo, this is probably the third time though that Baron has come in come in space after like a few days before dropping absolute truth bombs on what the fuck needs to be worked on in this project that we know needs to be worked on, and then he'll snap up another clone. So I think I think I know what he's doing, right? He's trying to get clones cheap. The method's working, but this is not the first time
This
this has.
guy, he had never been sold. Someone weighed him into that big old wallet, and
Yeah, you came up, bro. That's nasty.
I had to take it. That guy's not. He doesn't take any waste.
God
I'm
damn.
rugged. I'm gonna have to drop down.
And it got a clean history. That's nice. That's nice.
Mm-hmm. So I'm stoked about him.
It goes good with your
He's
voice, bro, to be honest. Like, it looks sick as hell. Yeah.
I had a scared eyes pilot before, and I always loved the pilot mask. So, and then there's a few people that have the vision glasses with the Yugi hair demons that I just have always loved. And I remember almost paying 20 ETH for one of these to a guy one day. So
Are you drawing right now or something?
no, I'm scratching my
Okay.
shirt, my chest. Rub my chain, and then it rubs my chest a little bit. Feels great. Yeah, so life's good, man. It's amazing how much can change in a week. My sentiments weren't off. It was just a day to get clarity on where I was at, and I'm stoked on what I've been seeing. You know, these guys putting up on IG, and Sam talking about gasless transactions. Uh, more and more photos of season or the Air Force Ones. Can't wait till we see those CIRLs.
Hey, what's the strap? Do you know what the strap is, Baron?
I don't.
I'm
Um,
curious. Oh, good.
I mean, is it look? It could it be a shoe bag? Because if
I
it
think
is, I love that.
my wife she pointed out, she said it has the same design, and I don't know, but you
Shadow,
just
I was thinking, all right, so for one, does that material behind the strap look like leather or does it look like fabric? Because I
so
was thinking a duffel bag maybe.
the exact okay, you hit the nail on the head.
A
Or a
bag,
yoga
right?
mat. Or a yoga mat, something like that.
So So let me go real quick. She has this Hot Works bag because she likes to do the hot workout thing where you go into the sauna and you work out in the sauna. They sell these bags. They have the same exact strap. Hers is blue and it looks the same. And I was like comparing it and I was like, this is a strap to a bag, to a duffel bag type of deal. But what was even more interesting is on that strap, because that's a heavy duty strap, is meant to be used for things like seat belts, things like things where you got to have something super heavy, and duffel bags are normally found with those too. So that was the first thing. But the second thing that I noticed, and sorry to cut you off, Baron, I'll let you go. It says Murakami drip. There's 9 things on there. It's not 8 DNAs. It's Murakami drip and then Murakami DNA.
So it could either be the drawstring on the pants, or it could be a bag. I just don't know if that black material ties out to the pants. I didn't think it did in my mind.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
just want to
Okay.
correct really quick. It says Genesis at the top, so technically there's 10.
Yeah.
Oh, even better.
So
So,
even
so,
ties out.
So real quick, I would just squeeze this out there. So then that puts in more, in my opinion, that Murakami drip will definitely be a trait that will affect Animus. All right, that's it. Because they're making a strong distinction between the DNA and the drip. So if you have a drip, and it can be a demon, a drip human, a drip robot, whatever, Murakami, period, I feel like is going to have an effect because they're distinguishing now. It's more like expanding. It's not just 8 anymore. Now we got like 10. I think we're going to get to a point where traits like ice demons and all these different traits, these main traits that are in each like divine angels, they have the somebody remind me, what is it called with the angels? What do you guys have?
So there's those things all correlate to the Air Force Ones. There was Genesis, everything from Genesis to Murakami Drip to DNA. What if it's a strap that holds the box together, like some really fancy box? The strap holds it together.
That's a shoe bag.
Yeah, doesn't it? Doesn't it
Like
look?
a
It's like a
People,
carry case for the shoes.
luxurious
It
dust
correlates.
bag.
God,
Yeah.
it's perfect.
It
And
correlates.
actually, when you get a pair of custom shoes, it typically comes in a bag inside the shoe box.
Dang. Here I was hoping for a duffel bag. Seems like it's something else I'm missing out on. Y'all are
No,
getting
this is what you want, dude.
shoes, bro.
Yo,
You
Well, I
that's
don't.
need
why
a
I was
shoe
like,
bag,
that's why I
dude.
was saying we gotta check the material behind the strap. If it was leather, I was
Trust
thinking a
me.
duffel bag, but every shoe I got a dust bag with it, so that makes hella sense.
That's our dust bag, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, that's tight though, bro.
Wait, let me check to see what this is called here.
I
And
use that for several things.
How much are those leather dust bags going for on eBay compound with the straps?
$100.
Yeah, probably
Get
more.
strapped.
Going down some rabbit hole. I said, hold up.
Dude, someone bought my
Air Force
fucking
Ones.
suitcase. Someone bought my suitcase on eBay while I was out and didn't have access to my computer. I didn't realize, so I had to pay to cancel it. So I'm in the hole even more on that bag.
Damn, how much they buy it for?
Dude, for some reason it was at 2 G's. I had it at I thought the price was 3 G's, but it would open up they could open up a bid at 2, but like just to see if how much traction I'd get on it. And I had no intention of selling the bag. Even if they gave me $3,500 for it, I wouldn't sell it. But fuck. So
Yeah, but if
really a
Nocta
pointless
has all
story.
this stuff, right?
It was a
What's the
mistake.
what's the likelihood of Artifact not having more? Because Artifact is up on the board. Nocta's not up on the board.
I mean,
I'm
coming.
just saying, like, Nocta's just silhouettes of Jordan stuff, pretty much.
Yeah, they got tube socks.
Yeah, I have a lot of those tube socks. They're all right.
They're too tight, dude.
They are. It's like they put dry fit and then they put shrink fit or some crap.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys wear those things.
I don't wear the Nocta socks. I just have
I like them. I like them
Gray
snug.
Mill does.
Yeah. It makes me feel like I'm being loved.
No, I like the number 2 dry fit long socks because they fit like snug so they don't fall down, but they don't like cut off your circulation.
It's also hard for me to find socks that fit, right? Like, not the socks go up to like a size 13 or 15, so it's like perfect. It's not going anywhere.
I just want to say, man, as somebody who jumped into the project 2 days after your forging ended for the shoes, like I did my research 2 days afterwards. Because I'm like, what are these shoe things? I'm not about to jump into them. They're Nike shoes. They're cool. I didn't even realize the lightning bolt. I just thought it was a Nike symbol on both sides. And I was like, all right, I got to do research before I just throw ETH at some stuff. I'm not about to be like that. And then 2 days later, I was like, shit, I fucked up. But yeah, it sounds like you guys are getting like 5 exclusive items per shoe. You're getting a bag, you're getting an AR box, you're getting an NFC chip, you're getting probably some other stuff, bro. You're gonna get a whole freaking goodie bag of like exclusive shit off of one forge, bro. This shit's gonna be crazy.
I probably have like 10 shoe bags in my closet, and then I also give shoe bags away to people as gifts, like those Nike shoe bags or the Jordan ones. So if you're not already using shoe bags, you will be now.
Yeah, I have a. Oh, go ahead, Compound.
Did y'all forget that each pair of Air Force Ones comes with a T-shirt? Like
Sure did. They
Oh,
sure did.
yeah. Those were free.
Yeah, they give me y'all full outfit.
Shit. I should have got
What?
the shoes shipped to myself instead
Fuck.
of to the people I sold them to.
Frick.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Free t-shirts. I could have had a whole wardrobe full of free Nike t-shirts. See guys.
Yeah, that sucks. I got a full size running t-shirts from extra small to triple extra large.
Shit.
Yeah.
And I
I
was
got
so excited about making the money.
I
Forgot
got a
what I came
feeling,
for.
man. I got a feeling when all these boxes come in, when boxes, whatever it comes in, bags, duffel bags, a suitcase. I don't know how they're getting this to y'all guys, but when you guys get all this stuff, I feel like we're all gonna open it and go, "Oh, that's why it took so long." That's what I feel like is gonna happen.
Oh, we know we're okay with the shoes. We're okay with the shoes. We're okay now.
I feel like we were okay with pretty much everything.
Yeah,
It
I was
wasn't
okay.
really
I'm
us
okay now
that
that
weren't
they're
okay.
putting out a little bit. We're here.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for season 2. When season 2? Okay, that's
Oh boy.
How do you get season 2? How did y'all get the Air Force Ones? Can somebody tell me that?
we minted them.
Start off a long, long time ago. Sit down, young lap.
Ooh.
Let me get you a little story. Go ahead and pull a chair up.
You might need to take those glasses off for this one.
A
Hey, man, I
long,
sat
long
down in a
time
chair because
ago.
I've been sitting down forever. My feet were clogging, or blood clots were building, so I was walking around. I'm sitting down now. Tell me the story.
I can still remember.
Back in my day.
What did it feel like to get that alert that you guys are about to forge an NFT that
Bro,
looked?
it printed, bro. Go look at my wallet. It printed. It instantly printed, bro. That's all I
Hmm.
remember. And then I moved
I
the ETH to exchanges, and then I went and I made new wallets, and I went and I started low bidding and lowballing people to sell shoes. Because here's the thing. They've charged me 0.35, I think, per pair of shoes, and I sold them for 1.5 ETH each. Uh, and then I just went for the cheapest shoes after, because that's the type of guy I am. And then I started calling up my friends that like sneakers and wear Air Force Ones. I started selling it to them, because that's what you're supposed to do.
All right, wrong story, Carol. I still don't know how you got the shoes. Somebody tell me.
okay, so back in I believe it was in November of last year.
Don't listen to her. Sorry.
My
Okay.
story was
I don't know
better.
who that was. Sorry.
We don't need any time here, okay? There's no such thing as time here.
Okay.
Phones are
Sorry.
timeless.
Sometime a long time ago. Um, so they released the season 1 lookbook. We got a bunch of teasers leading up to it, but we got the whole season 1 lookbook, and the shoes were part of it. Um, and yeah, basically each DNA was gonna have certain items correlated to the DNA, and you could see them, and you got a choice of minting or forging and minting basically these items. Um, the and it was all open ended, right? It was completely up to you what items you'd like to get. So it was ranging from socks for all of the 10 categories, which was the 2 added ones were Genesis and Murakami Drip, and then the 8 DNAs, right? So you had socks, hats, t-shirts, long sleeves, jackets, and then pants, and what am I missing? And then depending on which of the DNAs you had, some of them had varsities, some of them had puffers, but it depended on which ones that you had. And then of course each of the 10 had their own shoes as well. Um, and so yeah, that was it. And then of course they said that we'd be able to forge the shoes at a later point. But the initial choice to mint the shoe and to pick it up at the time was during the same window as minting the other items. So even though the forge would be later for the shoes, all of season 1 was done at the same time. And then of course, being that the shoe was going to have a later forge, gave it a lot of time for people to be like, oh, I can still get the shoe? Yeah. So, and then of course we had the forge recently. So,
Got it for free.
no, it was not free. None of the items were for free except for the Genesis t-shirt. Genesis t-shirt was completely free. you would just pay a gas basically to get the item and then forge it, of course. But other than that, like everything had a cost. So socks were the cheapest in the collection, and then hats and t-shirts and all of the, so on
Got it.
and so forth.
So the clone was access to buy within your DNA.
Yes, but you could only buy within your own DNA. So if you had an alien DNA, you could get alien socks, alien hat, alien shirt, alien puffer, all of the above.
But you only had one choice, right?
No, you had access to two. Well, you had the ability to mint up to 2 of each item, including the shoes.
Oh, so you could choose to mint everything twice, including the shoes, as long as
Yes.
you paid for how much it is. Oh, that's easy,
Yes.
bro.
Yeah, which makes it nice because, especially if you contain a clone that has a rarer DNA, right? Like aliens, Murakami DNA, undead, right? You had access to twice as many items, rock and stock, right? And also being able to give the ability for others, say like you and your buddy or whoever it is that's hitting you up and is like, can you please let me have some alien socks, right? Whoever it is, it gives you a little bit more opportunity to, well, I'm gonna have one of these for myself, but then I'll give somebody this other item, right?
Gotcha. Sweet. So now I understand how season 2 potentially is going to work. But I like that item. That was like you got access to this store, buy everything you want. You can buy up to 2 fits and you're good. And damn, I could have so I'm assuming, they had, unisex, women, men, all that good jazz.
Genesis was
So,
open to clones as well, Shadow. So you could access
They
the
had it all.
yeah, Genesis
And
you had access to it, regardless of whatever clone you had. Genesis was open ended to.
so I could have
Male,
bought a whole
female sizes, size charts.
I could have bought a whole fit for myself and for my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Big facts. And you could have got the Genesis Air Force Ones that everybody faded, including myself, because they just thought they were regular black Air Force Ones.
Mm-hmm.
They turned out to be black
Look,
hole black Air Force Ones, a material that's never been used on any Air Force One ever in the history of Air Force Ones. So it was just good
Well,
times, man. Great times.
dude, include your boy in that, dude. I max minted all my stuff, dude. Actually, the only mistake I made was I sold it at cost to or a lot of stuff because that's what it was selling for to other people. I should have my shoes. I
well,
should have kept my human clothing.
Yo, the little box thing is the coolest verification ever. I can change my PFP whenever I want, and no one can stop me anymore.
Sure, just come through and raining on the fun. Like, what are you talking about? So we still had the one thing I missed out on was the Murakami jacket. And I faded the pants too, bro. I didn't buy any pants. And the pants, don't they unzip and become shorts? Fade.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. All the you can unzip the pants at the knees and they become shorts.
Mm-hmm.
I
so
didn't think it'd be long enough for me, man. I
Dude,
always have this issue with pants in the length. Pause. So I never buy them and without me trying them on. So
you
all
need
I'm
to
say,
start getting these for your son. He's gonna be
all,
wearing this gear before you know it, dude.
all I'm gonna say when season 2 comes around, you might as well consider me a customer because I'm max mid and everything that they offer me.
You know
that's
what? I
so
will say that with regard to season 2, I mean, season 1 was, oh, sorry, I should say is 45,000 items, right? Like, this is either going to be a very big learning lesson for them going forward into the future if they do a season 2, where they can optimize their, ability to send out, the ability for people to mint and forge within a certain window, adjusting all of these little things, right? The hiccups that's been like happening in between now and when we initially had the season 1 forge, um, or it's going to be very precisely curated where the collection won't be as huge. Maybe we see like one thing like per DNA or per like the 10 categories, or something to that effect, because like it was, I mean, just seeing it from, you guys already know, like not even being behind the scenes, but from being behind the scenes, like just absolute so many cogs that have to happen and be in the perfect place in order for all of these 45,000 items to get out to everybody all over the world is like been just nutso. So I hope that season 2, if it happens, that we get really very precise curation and like smaller amount of items to choose from. In my opinion, I think it would really be helpful. I think so that everybody's not like backlogged, and then also we don't go through this whole period of like hurry up and wait for our items.
Yeah, I just real quick, let me hit on that. I think scale down. Actually, humans do better with fewer choices. There's like this. I think when you get over 4, they're like paralyzed. So maybe it'll improve the mint results. I think they'll be better anyways because of where we are uh, in understanding our role as consumers and collectors at the same time. I would beg the team to make sure they do something. Like season 1 was fire. There's so many people here that weren't, part of it. So like season 2, even if it's one item per DNA, like just something close, something that involves physicals that fits your all's, bandwidth in terms of, just human capital, what all goes into it. I know would be hugely appreciated, and abandoning in it is just I just think is I think you'll get there, and we don't need to rush there. But just I'd love to see season 2 one day.
Honestly, I think it will be, and this is just my opinion, from seeing how things went with the minting, the lookbook, and now shipping and delivering of season 1. I can't imagine season 2 being anything like season 1. I think we'd probably get some sneakers, like a different model shoe, um, and maybe a T-shirt or a hoodie or something like that. Like, if that, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to imagine it being like a whole nother revamp of what we just went through right here, right now.
Yeah, I don't think it can be because it took away from too much. It's like there's pros and cons to everything. Yeah, it's great to have the clothes, but for all the issues that came along with it, and I just don't know that you got the bang for your buck, in time and capital.
I
But a
think
scaled down version, I think, is cool, man. Just being able to rep the stuff. It's definitely a access pass. It doesn't get rid of that utility. Sorry.
no, you weren't finished. I just couldn't catch your couldn't catch your when you were done. So I think we need to look at it as there's room for improvement. Like there's a lot of room for improvement, which is actually a good thing, right? Like Shauna's processing 45,000 packages a night at her warehouse at Amazon. Like, when is Artifact going to be on Amazon level? Like, let's get some fucking packages moving. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. Shadow, what's up?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I can definitely see season 2 still being IRL things that are exclusive. I mean, it could be. I mean, it can even be like one curated item to your DNA, and then one item that is available for all. I mean, it can be a shoe. I definitely think there's going to be a shoe at least every season. I think they're going to take their time with it. They're not going to just start pumping out shoes every other month. But I don't know if they'll do the demon theme shoe or not demon, the like different trait shoes every single time. I could see them doing like the artifact shoe or just something like that, where it's just a combination of everything and that just only being available for clone holders. And then like the other item is something that's curated to DNA. They're always going to have that curated item to your DNA always, but maybe they drop it down to just 2 and one's kind of like across the board and then the other is curated. But before I forget, does anybody else, and this is not to change the subject, I just want to make sure I say it. Does anybody else think that the Monolith X is something related to watches because of the whole time thing, like lost in time? Like I've seen like ads for watches that's like timeless and all this other stuff. I don't know. I think Monolith X is a watch, but go ahead, Anya.
I don't know where you got that from, but show me. Anya, what's up?
No, well, I won't add to the Monolith X question because I have no idea, and I don't have room to speculate. But I will say that my hope is that season 2 is accessories. I would love to get a good, like, amazing pair of sunglasses. And I want that panda chain necklace so badly. And just like a few like key accessories, like gosh, I'd even get those vision glasses if they let us forge those things. Like there's a few accessories that our clones have that I'm like, I would definitely rotate those out with like all my stuff, everything. So that's kind of like my hopes and dreams, right? We put those out there, for people to hear and all that. That's what I'm hoping for. But I mean, we've got a long way to go. We've got some tasks to close, right? This is the year of like cleaning up, all of these big things that we have put through into the holder's hands, right? And let's clean it up. Let's wrap it up nice with a big bow, make it all pretty, give everybody everything that they've been looking forward to, and then we can start giving out like, okay, here's like some more clues to the future, and getting excited for those things. But we need to clean these things up, and then we'll see some cool stuff. I think we've got a really good future ahead of us. I think we've got some technology to see grow and catch up with all the dreams that Artifact has. And we haven't even seen Vision Pro come out, right? With like what the clones could do with that potentially. So I'm excited. It's gonna be really fun, and excited for everybody to start getting all their DHL things. I hear there's a lot of those that going out this week, so I hope that we see more and more of that on the timeline soon.
Hey, I they're always listening. I typed in luxury watches and in Google. Third option is a picture of Takashi Murakami and a Murakami watch. Bro, all I typed in was luxury watches, and that's the third item, and it's talking about an NFT watch, bro. They're listening, bro. All the time they're listening, man.
We learned a lot of lessons about physical items coming out of monoliths, and I got friends who have 300 of these monoliths that are in this space right now, and I don't know if he wants 300 fucking watches. So let's just let's not do watches in Monolith X and do it in season 2.
Hey, they timeless. What else is timeless?
Clones.
Okay, your friend would want 300 Artifact / Rolex collab watches. You can't tell me nobody wants
I was
that.
gonna say, if it's not Rolex, then who else would it be? And then, like, if it's Rolex, I just don't. I don't know.
Bro, all right. Could you imagine? Yeah, let's give out 20,000 Rolexes to Monolith X holders. Clones would be.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah.
You guys don't have watches?
Hell no.
For everybody that doesn't know, that's the famous Blizzard. You guys not have phones when they're trying to push this mobile app game? It's the funniest shit ever, bro. You guys not have watches? What do y'all? I know Compound, you're about to close it up, but before we do, if I could just hear everybody on stage, if you could pick one thing you wish is in the Monolith X, I just want to know what it is. Mine is what?